line. Bad bitches, every city in my tribe. Look behind. Booty dominate.
Stronger protections against and remedies for workplace harassment. That can be another barrier that women experience when it comes to transfers or promotions. Family-friendly workplace standards.
Experience that?
It is disproportionately women.
Because people don't like women.
Well, would you say that women are more likely to be sexually harassed at work than men?
Sexually harassed, just like physically, or what? What do you mean by? I mean, I guess I don't know.
Do I really need to define sexual harassment?
Kind of. It depends.
Oh my God.
I don't know what you mean by sexual harassment.
You really think that men go into work and experience SA and harassment more than women? Like, is that what you're saying?
No, I was asking you what you meant by sexual harassment. If you meant like verbal or physical and both.
It can be any. It can be any sexual harassment.
I'd probably say, yeah, I'd say yes.
Yeah, so that is another barrier that women experience in the workforce that typically men do not. Another one would be...
Would you say that every woman is going to experience that?
No. When did I say that?
No, I'm asking.
That's a straw man.
I was just asking you, yeah.
I'm trying to present to you the barriers that women face in the workforce, and sexual harassment is one of them. Okay. Would you see that could be a reality? What?
No, I'm just trying to understand in like what areas that are women not being paid as much as men. Like what jobs? Like what can we do for?
I told you it's across all industries.
So it's like so blanket, like it's such a problem.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, I feel like that's the real. I'm trying to address the whole problem and figure out like how to get to the root of it.
I think you're someone who doesn't really understand the inner workings and the specifics of the issues. It's a problem when you have such like confirmation biases, because when you are kind of presented with these ideas, rather than like trying to understand them, you just inherently try to discount them.
I haven't discounted anything you said. I'm just trying to poke holes into it because there's some.
Sure, you have. You've tried to discount the wage gap by saying we are comparing people who do not hold the same position. I feel you're really skirting around the entire ideology. I feel you're really trying to skirt around and get very specific when I say, are women disproportionately affected by sexual harassment over than men? You want me to be specific in the acts that occur, which is a weird question for me. And then we haven't even gone into like how the family-friendly workplace standards are, how women experience loss of pay as well as loss of opportunity due to pregnancy and expansion of family.
Yeah, that's messed up. That's messed up. They shouldn't. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Every job should have maternity leave. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm a pretty reasonable person. I understand that I may be frustrating because I don't inherently just hold the same perspective as you, but I am willing to, understand and discuss it and maybe try to find like the truth, because I didn't know that this was so prominent across all industries. And I just wanted to know how exactly, whether it's. Yeah. Everybody in the chat is getting mad. Someone said she didn't say maternity leave.
I think they're frustrated with kind of your privileged point of view.
Okay, that's cool.
It's just like, like, are you a cisgendered white man?
You can't blame people.
I can blame you for being so disconnected from an issue, and when someone tries to bring up the specifics of the issue, that you immediately discount them because you don't experience it. That's what feels very disingenuous to me, as I'm sure the chat as well.
I'm not trying to discount it. I feel like anything that's valid can be questioned and answered with assertion and not anger.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of frustration when I've just been asking questions. I haven't been asserting anything. I haven't told you you're wrong because I don't necessarily know that you're wrong.
It's the
seem like you're informed.
It's the questions that you ask and the framing that you ask them. It
Is
seems
there
that
a
you're looking.
problem
It
with
seems that
someone?
you're looking for ways to discount what I'm saying. If you disagree with that, fine.
Yeah.
What
Well, it
else
is a
would you like to
debate.
talk
It is a
about?
debate, and I'm being pretty nice, you know. And I feel like
I mean, if you want to
having
pat yourself
actual
on the back for that,
conversation.
great. You
No,
just
I just think it's I
acknowledge
think it's
something, and
good
I'm
for
trying to
culture for
explain the other
people.
lens.
No, I just think it's good for our society to be able to talk about things, and that's how we get to the root of these problems. Because if it's
Okay.
such a big problem as you're presenting it to be, I think we should be able to break it down in a coherent way that everybody, especially people like me, like you said, that have such a confirmation bias, we can understand that. Now, is that not beneficial, or do you just want to
I
be
feel that you're
mad at
kind of
people?
asking me to teach you about these things in a very oversimplified way
Not
when it would
necessarily.
really take you like to actually, if you want to review the data yourself, you would have to do that on your own. But
Oh, I'm trying to
I really
understand
don't want to
your
talk about like
perspective.
how you feel about in this debate. What issue would you like to move on to next?
How do you feel? So are you an atheist or anything?
I'm an agnostic atheist.
Okay. I don't believe in God. I don't know if I'm necessarily an atheist or not. I don't know too much about the terminologies, but I do see a lot of problems with religion and how people want to govern our society based off of religious morals. And I do
Okay.
agree, and that's where I can agree with your white Christian nationalism. I do feel it can be a little misguided when people try to bring race into it. And I don't know if you heard me before, but I am half black, and I know I look super white, and everybody thinks that. But yeah, no, I don't appreciate the racial divide that's happening. You know, coming from
What does that mean?
my life, there's a there's a lot of anger between racial groups now, and it's mostly because of individuals' ideas, and these ideas get propped up in the name of something that, like, what's an example? So I'm not so vague. Um, like the white replacement theory. It's been it's a radical theory in its own, and I heard a story as soon as the mass violence happened in Texas at the grocery store. The media was saying that Tucker Carlson on Fox News is a proprietor of
Are you
this
talking about the
theory.
Buffalo shooting?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that word. I don't
Yeah,
want to get you
that
down, but
wasn't in Texas. Yeah,
oh yeah, no,
that was
you're
in New
right.
York. I think
Yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah,
mixing
yeah.
up the Uvalde shooting with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Buffalo.
no, you're right. Yes, 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 yes.
Well,
Sorry,
and
I got
also
confused.
that was racially motivated.
No, no, no. I'm saying the media's connection to Tucker Carlson explaining immigration and how he disapproves of it because of his own views on how immigration affects society, and they tried to tie his views on immigration into white replacement theory. That's what my point
Do you
was.
think Tucker Carlson is a white supremacist?
I don't know. I don't know much about him. I
Well,
don't
that
think
would be
he's a
my
white
argument.
supremacist.
I do think Tucker Carlson is a white supremacist. Do you think?
Yeah, I also think he's an incel.
Sorry, go ahead, Doll.
Oh, I was just saying, I think he's an incel too.
An incel?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Involuntary celibate.
I mean,
Does he have kids?
I don't really know if he
Yeah,
actually has a woman or not, but like
no,
the
he's.
way that he talks like an incel. So therefore,
I do
I,
think it is a huge problem. Even people who have, I can't remember the gentleman's name right now, but just assuming that I am correct that Tucker Carlson is a white supremacist, do you think that's an issue with such a major network propping him up?
I haven't seen any evidence of him being a white supremacist, but if he definitely, like, if I was presented with that evidence and, you know, it actually made sense and with actual white supremacist ideologies, and you could see that he was involved with that sort of, I don't know, movement or whatever, then I would definitely say yes, but I don't think there's any evidence of that, really.
There are former white supremacists who say he is a white supremacist, and it's actually his talking points that they watch in order to have arguments to support white supremacy?
Well, there's a lot of, it's kind of not really a good point, because people on the internet, they just like with Donald Trump, just because he's on the right doesn't mean all his followers are, everything that they do makes him, a reflection of their views. It's
That's not what I said at all.
Well, I'm trying to get down to why you would believe that. Why would you think that?
Because of the things
white
that he
supremacists believe, maybe there's crosses in their logic in understanding how society works. It doesn't mean that Tucker Carlson, is a white supremacist because he shares some of the same ideas that white supremacists share.
All right.
Everybody's getting so frustrated. I'm trying to be like, as logical as I can. I don't think I'm too far off, honestly.
You're really throwing out logical arguments here.
What did you say?
I mean,
I don't think you're really presenting logical arguments. I'm just gonna refill my cup.
Would you be surprised if he came out like if it was found out that he was one? Because I would not be, just based off of the way that he talks about certain situations.
Would I be surprised if he was a white supremacist? Yeah, because how would he be allowed to be on TV? Yeah.
Well,
I mean, because everyone would have to kind of know that already, especially when they work with them for so long.
I'm pretty sure he's spouted off like about how the wasn't racially motivated when, I mean, we can see, everyone with two eyes can see that,
I think when someone is on the opposite spectrum of an idea than an individual, it's easy to really take all their bad takes and all their bad moments and use it as a weapon, kind of as against their whole ideology. I don't know necessarily if he's a white supremacist, but I do understand your points on how you would see that. But I think it's a different thing.
All right. Is there another topic you would like to discuss?
I'm so fucking cute, bitch. I'm so fucking cute.